welcome back to the Rich Medley. It's Coco here. I am back to share a fantastic milestone again with you guys. Ooh, first of all, the lighting, oh my goodness. You guys, someone availed this space for me to shoot today, which is why I decided to actually shoot today instead of postpone to the weekend. I'm just so excited about my background and the fantastic lighting coming through. Give me a minute to celebrate this lighting. Woo! So I am celebrating 6 years natural today and 1 year on YouTube. Big deal, big deal. May is always going to be a special month for me for that reason. 6 months, 6 years in the natural hair game, and I have to say this year in particular is very special for me because people have been reaching out to me about their natural hair journeys. My cousin recently sent me a photo and she had this big beautiful hair that just looked lustrous and healthy, and she said to me, guess what, if it wasn't for you, I would not have started this journey. I'd not be how far along I am. I had to sit down and take stock of my internal attitude towards my hair, and you helped me along that journey, and and that really made me happy. Another friend said to me she did a big chop purely based on my my natural hair information that I put out there. Let me just say, guys, I never ever set out to make anyone go natural. I do this thing where I don't take responsibility for revelation. I just put out information. I just put out information regarding my natural hair journey, my experiences, and I just let it all out there, and people should just pick what is suitable to them, and how it sits with them is not entirely up to me. I just give that information. So for people to come back to me and say, hey Coco, your natural hair information gave me a revelation and started me on this journey, that for me is like a plus. So that's been exciting. This particular year has been good in that way that people have been coming back to me and saying, you have helped me along my natural hair journey. The last 3 months especially, I got 2 friends who reached out to me with help with their natural hair journey. One had been natural already, but she wasn't making healthy hair decisions. She was in a cycle of braiding while her hair was natural underneath though. The thing is, she began to lose her edges. I saw it happening, but I'm at this point where, you know what, I'm not going to force my information on anyone. She already knows I'm natural. She already knows I'm all about a natural hair journey. And she already knows that, a constant braiding cycle is damaging her edges when she looks in the mirror. So why do I have to push it in there as well? But she woke up one day and decided, you know what, it's time for me to pay attention to what's going on here. The edge situation is literally getting out of hand. Yeah, she was literally starting to get a receding hairline. It wasn't that bad though. It was where the hair is broken, but you can see that it's still coming out of the roots. So that was hers, and she reached out. We went through a product recommendation. I gave her what I do with my routine via washing and deep conditioning. I recommended a bunch of stuff for her, which she went off to try. She did come back and say, it's not working. I kind of thought that, you need to give stuff a bit more time. You need to give your hair a bit more time to, work with the product. You need to give yourself also a bit of time to get used to now having your hair out, So I thought she could do with a bit more patience, but coming to realize all these things are a rite of passages, and I'll never look at a natural hair girl and be like, well, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, because you literally have to go through all the emotions, all the buying that you do. It's all a rite of passage. The second friend literally inspired me. I talked about when I went natural, I didn't do the shaved head. I went on cutting off bits by bits. This friend had damaged edges, and I'd seen them before. She showed them to me and said, I'm trying to do some research on natural hair. So she'd do this thing where she'd put a weave in, but she would not let the hairstylist put the weave in around the edges. So it was a case of they'd put the weave in, but they'd attach it at the top, really. They would not upset the edges in any way because the edges were very damaged. There wasn't any hair there anyway to begin with. So she'd do that. She'd weave the center of the head and just let the scalp around the edges rest.
But then it wasn't working. It wasn't working. The rest of the hair was coming in. It was coming in thin. Edges weren't improving. And she said to me, when she went out with me, she said to me, I woke up one day, I went to work, and I just thought, yo, this is off. What the heck am I doing here? So the next day, she went to the barber and had him shave every single strand of that hair off. And she began her natural hair journey. What really inspired me about her is she noted the mental aspect of a natural hair journey. She said she didn't feel beautiful. She said she felt awkward. She said she felt naked. She felt strange. You know, the whole thing, you know, was a bit strange to her, starting afresh. But when I heard what she had done, I was so inspired, guys. I wish I had the courage to do that when I went natural, instead of hiding under wigs and braiding and all that kind of stuff. So she did that as well. She went out and did a bunch of buying, this, that, and she continues to buy. Apparently, when she contacted me, she was asking me for like to recommend some oils that I think would be suitable, and I did recommend the basics: coconut oil, olive oil. She said she had gone and bought a bunch of essential oils as well. So she's working. She's out there putting the work in to improve her natural hair journey, and that is just so inspiring to me. So that has been the most fantastic thing for me thus far on this natural hair journey. The fact that people have come back and said, well, Coco, you have helped me go a bit further, or to begin the natural hair journey. Fantastic. Thank you. It's kind of like purpose to me. I know it sounds crazy, but it is kind of like purpose to me. On the front of my personal natural hair journey, I've had to incorporate a few more products, which I know I talk about, forget about products, but I was getting a few conditions. Okay, my scalp was very, very dandruffy, and for years I had been trying a bunch of stuff. My friend who's a doctor recommended some medicated shampoos for me, so I tried those and didn't work. No improvement, and nothing helped. I had tried, you know, someone said do not let oil touch your hair, it's irritating your scalp. So again, I tried, you know, keep your scalp as clean as you can, don't let oils touch the scalp. Again, serious dryness, so the sebum wasn't even helping the scalp condition. So those two didn't work. And then I was watching Daphne Majara. Shout out to Daphne. Y'all know good old Daphne Majara. She's a 4C natural here on the YouTube, and she was talking about how she has gone back to a petroleum based product that's helping her with her strands and maintain moisture. And I thought maybe I'll give that a try. So I went back and got this petroleum based product. What is it called? Blue Magic. It's called Blue Magic. I went to the African shop and I bought myself a tub of Blue Magic, and I said I'm going to give it a try. It was cheap. It was something like $2.99 for like a huge tub, and it had things like jojoba oil, these things that they claim to put in there, but we know the main we know the base, the number one ingredient inside there is petroleum, which is why most of us naturals tend to just shun the product. But I said I'd try it, and I'll put it in and I'll just try it. And so I did. You guys, when I tell you my scalp is back to its normal self, my scalp does not flake anymore, my scalp does not itch anymore. It was a case of, whoa, what? You know, because when I joined the natural community, I was dead set on leaving all the petroleum based products out of my regimen, and now I even sometimes use it to seal my ends, and I'm not finding any problems so far. So that's one thing I've had to put back in my natural hair regimen that's really helping, oiling my scalp with Blue Magic, which is a petroleum based product. Now someone did say try peppermint oil, and that's an essential oil. The thing about essential oils, you guys, is they stink to the high heavens. And I was just thinking, yes, read about peppermint oil and rosemary oil being really good for the scalp, and you know, stimulating oil to the scalp and all this, I mean stimulating blood flow to the scalp and all this kind of thing. But the smell, I just cannot get over the smell. And I had a thing with tea tree oil, and I swore to myself, no more essential oils for me for a very long time. So if the petroleum Blue Magic didn't work, then I would go on and try the peppermint oil as a last resort. But thank God this Blue Magic stuff worked like, you know, magic. It is Blue Magic. It worked, and I won't have to be going the essential oil route anymore. And it reminds me of the fact that, you know, growing up, the most popular product for moisturizing our skin as kids was what? Vaseline, and it was a petroleum based product, and it worked. You know, you wake up, slap someone before you go to school, and you're literally shining the entire day.
So yeah, I'm not feeling as bad as I thought I would about using the Blue Magic. The other thing that is really helping my strands, now that I've gained length, I've noticed my hair needs a bit more protein. This is interesting because back home in Africa, the thing that we tend to think of when they say, you know, deep conditioning, we are very protein based people. If someone tells you I'm with a to do treatment, you just know hair mayonnaise, you know, sort of protein is going in there. So it's interesting, when I went natural hair, when the research was being done, everything was more of moisture based. So we focus more on moisture in the countries abroad. I think it's to do with winters and stuff like that. So moisture is a very big recommendation in the natural hair community. So I had been focusing on moisture. Maybe every once in a while I would do a protein treatment, but the ratio was about 3 to 1. So no, 2 to 1. So maybe 2 after every 2 deep conditioning with moisture, I do 1 protein deep condition, so 2 to 1. But as my hair got longer, I started to notice a bit of shedding, and I realized I needed to up my protein game a bit more. So now it's vice versa. It's 2 to 1. So every 2 sessions of proteins, then comes 1 session of deep conditioning with a moisture-based deep conditioner. That's kind of a summary on my 6-year natural hair journey, guys. I really hope that you're inspired to go a bit further or longer, or even begin your natural hair journey by watching any of my videos. I do have an entire playlist in this natural hair playlist situation. I'm going to link it somewhere in this video. Do run through and see what you could possibly find useful for yourself. I always say I'm very much more concerned about the mentality behind natural hair. When you go natural, what happens in the mind, what you're thinking about yourself, about your beauty, about what people think about your beauty, than I am about the lotions and potions, which is why I don't do as many styling videos. I know someone said to me, well, Coco, you need to do a bit more styling videos for us, and which is fine. I really should, but I feel like if you loved your hair, if you felt like your hair was something beautiful, your hair was a lovely covering, your hair was this unique thing, you would on your own accord find the lotions and potions that went with that. You would definitely take a bit more time to style yourself in the mirror. So I feel that I am more passionate towards the mentality, the mind, what goes on behind, what goes on the inside of a natural hair girl, than I am about what you apply on the outside. Because the outside is variable if you think about it. The outside, some people coconut oil works, some people jojoba oil works, some people prefer, you know, the essential oil, some people So with all that stuff, that's variable. But what happens on the inside is what helps you go longer, is what helps you stick with it, is what helps you begin the natural hair journey. So thank you to all my subscribers for the past 1 year. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the comments. I really don't shoot as often as I should, but recently I've been getting comments saying, you know, I do love your channel, I like the entire, you know, collection you have going here, and that is really encouraging. So subscribe, share, run through the playlists, comment, and let me know how your natural hair journeys are going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next medley.